Hey guys, what's up? It's the Pajama Pants Play, the best in the world. It's John Grande on this Sunday night. It's beautiful out. It's about to snow as well, but I have a lot of things to get to, so let me just get to them. First of all, I've been on a week hiatus or so. The last one I did was Grande on the road. The reason for that is because, I've actually literally been on the road driving now. I'm trying to get my license and stuff like that. I got my permit, and I just started driver's education, so now I have lectures every week. I have driving lessons every week. I have work every week, but that will soon come to an end, and I will be able to do more, YouTube videos. But as of now, I can only have really one day to do them, and that's Sunday. So, every Sunday I'll try to shoot one out there for you guys. I kind of got up late today because I had been out to like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning last night. It's something crazy like that. Couldn't find a ride home, and if you're with me, you definitely know why. Other than that, I have two things to talk about in this video. And first and foremost, that's Jason Freddy. I'm entering his horror show competition, whatever, collection competition. He sent out a video and he's saying, he has this Fright Shirt t-shirt for the movie Halloween, and you get all this cool stuff with it, and if you make him a video, you can win that shirt in a competition. He puts your name in the hat and he picks out the names once he hits 100 subscribers. I think he's already more than halfway there, so, I'm going to throw this out here. Jason Freddy, you are the man. You've been a John Grande follower since day one. You always give me good feedback, and it's always really nice to hear from somebody. Sometimes in the hallways, my friends will say, "Oh, I love your videos," but some of them don't even have accounts to comment or like my videos, or, tell me on YouTube how much they appreciate me on YouTube. It's, it's also really nice. Thank you for the people in the hallway that always say, "Oh, I love your videos." It's really, really nice and flattering, but it is also nice to get feedback on YouTube for all to see. Jason Freddy has always been a lively person. You can definitely see it in his videos. He's entertaining from, the first minute to the last. He's just an awesome dude. He's chill. He's a horror nerd just like me, and he's an awesome guy. And Jason Freddy, thank you for being a follower, supporter, friend of John Grande. So that's just part one. I'm kind of going to put a review into this too, Jason Freddy, because I also have, I only have this day to shoot videos, and I don't want to separate them, but I'm here to review Creepshow 2. I reviewed the first Creepshow, it was one of my I think it was my second and third videos. I did a two-parter for Creepshow 2, for the original Creepshow, and, that movie is just fantastic in itself, but the reason I want to review Creepshow 2 today is because I ordered the Raft shirt from FrightRags.com, which is, I'm also supporting a FrightRags.com shirt in my Sleepaway Camp 2, so we're going to talk about Creepshow 2. I got the Raft t-shirt today, 20% off pre-order. It was awesome. It looks like an awesome shirt, and it was dead for a while, and it won't be back till next month. So you have till now, till like 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, which is Monday morning, to order that. So definitely get on that quick if you're a fan of Creepshow 2 and the Raft. But Creepshow 2 is directed by Michael Gornick. He was a longtime cameraman for Romero. George Romero obviously directed the first one, if you haven't seen my first review, and if you're not a horror fan. But Michael Gornick was the director of photography on shit like Dawn of the Dead. Was he? I don't think he was in Martin. I think he had something to do with Martin. He was Creepshow, Dawn of the Dead, Night Riders, Day of the Dead, and then he finally got his directorial debut with this film. Since then, I don't think he's done much directing. I think he directed The Golden Years. That was a long Stephen King TV thing. But other than that, I couldn't even tell you what else he's done. But I really do enjoy this film, and a lot of people are iffy on it. A lot of people either love it or hate it seems, or some people are just, some people are in the middle on it. You have 3 stories instead of 5 in this one. That was due to budget reasons. And the first one is Old Chief Woodenhead, and that's the one with George Kennedy, who, is probably the biggest star in this movie. He's his second billing next to Louis Childs or whatever. Or, Lois Childs, I don't know. But it's George Kennedy and his wife, and they own this store. And if you haven't seen Creepshow, it's 3 separate stories. It's like comic book stories divided in one movie, and then there's just one wraparound story. In the first film, there's 5 comic book stories, 1 wraparound, which is 6. This one, it's 3 comic book stories with 1 wraparound. So the first, comic book story is Old Chief Woodenhead, and that is probably the second best one in the whole film. It's George Kennedy and his wife, and they own this convenience store in like the middle of nowhere, and she's like, we have to leave here, this is just horrible, we don't get any business. Last time we had a customer was like weeks and weeks ago, and he's like, oh, screw that. He's like, forget it, we'll be fine. And this Indian dude comes with these jewels that are worth so much and so much money. And basically, he has to hold on to the jewels for X amount of days, and they're his to keep. So he says, okay, I honor you. Thank you so much for trusting me. Thank you for being my friend and all this stuff. And pretty much, like 10 minutes after the Indian dude and his tribe leaves, you have the Indian dude's son, who's like this heel-esque kind of guy, like an Edge wannabe, if you know what I mean, because he's the long hair. He kind of looks like The Rock in a way too. I don't know. I related him to like a wrestler, and he's just, I don't know. It's great. He's with his friend Fat Stuff and Rich Boy and Fat Stuff. That's it. And I don't know, he comes in there and he's just got his gun and he's like threatening him. He's like, hand over the jewels, old man. And he's threatening him. He puts a gun to his wife, and Fat Stuff is hilarious. He's like hysterical laughing and shit, and he has just one of those classic 80s laugh like that only people in the 80s would do. And Rich Boy is just, it's funny to look at him. At one point they're turning stuff in the place and you see Creepshow comic books, so it's kind of a nod to the first film. And I don't know, it's just really enjoyable. And then pretty much the guy gets a little carried away, shoots George Kennedy's wife, and they shoots George Kennedy, takes the rocks, and gets in the car, and they all go. They're like, okay, we're going to go for, I think, Hollywood tonight. And this guy wants to be a star. He's like, look at this wavy hair. He has these ridiculous lines. He's like, you take one more step and blam. It's just this really over-the-top actor, and I just really enjoyed his performance. And pretty much they leave in the car, and you see old Chief Woodenhead, who is this like statue, and he symbolizes, freedom and respect and all this stuff. And basically the statue comes to life. And he knocks them off one by one. It's really, really fun to see. And I don't know, it's just really a kind of a fun segment. It gets a little, sad in the middle when they kill George Kennedy and his wife, but definitely a really enjoyable story. But how they take you through each segment in the film, the wraparound story, is actually really unique, because you have the creep, who they call him the creep in this movie, who's played by Tom Savini, and he just delivers the comic books to this kid. And then after that, it's just like flash cheesy animation that I swear to God they hadn't. It looked like Fat Albert animation, if you know what I'm talking about. It looked like a 1970s really crappy animation. It's just this kid. He's running around town getting bullied and shit because he reads comic books, and he orders this Venus flytrap, and it's really weird. And it's like irrelevant to anything else that's going on. But then the second story is The Raft, and that is the best one in the movie, and it's also a really killer t-shirt. Please pick that t-shirt up. Help out Fright Rags. They are probably the best horror t-shirt website. A little overpriced sometimes, but hey, 20% off, you can't beat it, folks. The Raft is 4 kids go out, and they have the need for weed. That's like one of the first lines in the segment. It's 2 guys, 2 girls, and they go out on this raft in the middle of like nowhere. I don't even know if they say where it is. And they see this oil slick, and they're like, what the hell is that? And they see a bird like go into the oil slick, and it goes like down, and they're like, what the hell is that thing? And then pretty much you learn what it is. It's just this like blob that's eating them, and it comes out and like eats a few of them, and this one guy's like, oh my god, we have to, they're trying to stay on the planks, and it's just a really freaky thing, it's actually really, really cool as well. And it kind of looks like a garbage bag like flowing across the water, so it looks really fake, but that's just the charm of the film as well. Like it looks really cool, and Nicotero and the boys worked on it. I don't know if this was K&B. This is 2 years before K&B. I think K&B's first film was Intruder. But this is Nicotero, so it's always enjoyable to watch what he can do. And I don't know, this one really plays a really big psychological kind of thing as well. Like, oh my god, what the hell is that? How did it get there? What is it going to do? How can we get away? And basically it eats 3 of the friends, 2 of the girls, 1 of the guy, and the kid, while his girlfriend's being eaten, or the other guy's girlfriend's being eaten, he jumps off the other side and tries to swim to shore, and I won't ruin it or not whether he gets there or not, but it is such a cool ending to this. You never see it coming, but he misses the chance, Michael Cornick, to really scare us at the end, and I think that is the biggest disappointment of this movie. The ending to The Raft is cool, don't get me wrong, but I feel like it was a failed attempt to scare us. But then you get to the last story, which is The Hitchhiker. This one is, hit or miss with some people, but I actually enjoy it. I think it's really funny. This woman has sex with this guy 6 times. I shit you not, that's what they say. And basically she's on her way home. She has to beat her husband home, and she runs over this black hitchhiker who's carrying a sign that says Dover. And she hits him, and it's like a hit and run. She's just trying to run away from it now. And it's like it's hilarious because the guy keeps coming back. He's on the hood of her car, she's battling him, kills him, drives away, has to kill him again, drives away. He's at the bottom of the car, she's running into trees and shit. She wakes up in the snow. It's a just ridiculous story. Like, literally, it's a 2-year-old probably made this up and kept going along with the story. And I don't know, it's really enjoyable and funny. Stephen King has a cameo in it as a truck driver, and I don't know, it's kind of a funny way to end the movie. It's the longest segment, and it's definitely enjoyable in my opinion, at least. But then you have the wraparound story end up that these kids get eaten by this Venus flytrap that was bullying our kid from the beginning, and Tom Savini just throws Creepshow newspapers into the sky and drives away, and that's how the film ends. But Creepshow 2 is definitely a good one. Check it out. It's definitely, in its own way, a classic, and it's definitely a movie that no one will ever make anymore, and I'll never review, maybe I will review Creepshow 3 just to completely crap on it, maybe another rant, but, if I can't make a video this week, I'm sorry. You guys have to understand I have a really busy schedule. Jason Freddy, thank you for being a follower of me, a supporter of me, and most importantly, a friend. And, sorry I had to just divide this video up into 2 in a way, but that's just the way I roll. So, definitely subscribe to Jason Freddy. He's the man. Check out Creepshow 2, and have a classic day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm John Grande, the best in the world. You've been chilling, guys. Peace.